Good evening, everybody, and you're very welcome to Brewster Park for this live streaming on Fermanagh GAA TV. This evening we can bring you the Peter Carty Funeral Directors Junior Championship Final featuring Aghadrumsee and Coa. My name is Ger Treacy, and I will be bringing you live commentary of the game, and I'll be joined by my now resident expert, Brian Treacy. You're welcome, Brian.
Good afternoon, Ger.
Well, it's a lovely evening here in Brewster Park for this evening's game, and wherever you are in the world, we do hope you enjoy this production. The excitement, Brian, we had last week at the final, if we can replicate that this evening, we'd be more than happy. Absolutely,
Ger. You know, the second half of last week's game was exceptional, really, in terms of the excitement that it generated. You know, as we said at the time, a lot of individual errors in the first half by both teams, but it transpired into a great game in the second half and a fantastic comeback by the Fermanagh. And I know there's been huge celebrations going on there all week, so it has.
And if either of these two clubs here tonight, Aghadrumsee or Coa, win this junior championship final, them same celebrations will be seen in those parishes for a number of days to come, because this is a significant competition for these teams tonight.
It absolutely is, and maybe particularly for Aghadrumsee. You know, it's been a number of years since they've had success at any level, I suppose. I think it's around maybe 28 years since they had championship success. I think it was at the intermediate stage back in 1990, maybe 12 or 15 years since they had success at the junior level. So for these players, it'll certainly be a big night. And I know in the Aghadrumsee area there's been a huge buzz all week. Cars have been painted, flags have been erected, the children in the school have been getting really excited. So there's been a great buzz generated. And as you say, for Coa as well, you know, it's a big occasion for them. It's a number of years since they've tasted success as well. So they'll really be looking forward to putting up a great battle tonight as well.
The only thing they didn't have to paint in Aghadrumsee, I understand, is the Magpies.
Well, obviously that's what the club are known as, the black and white of Aghadrumsee against the yellow and black of Coa tonight. And I think it's very interesting as well. We talked last week about management teams, and Colin Monaghan, who is in charge of Aghadrumsee tonight, is his first year. He's obviously been involved with the county minors, and so has a great understanding of some of the youth players coming through, and that applies to a lot of these Aghadrumsee players who are quite young. So it's given him a great start in terms of the management, and he's certainly been very successful in his first year so far.
And he's one of those managers that's been spoken very highly of and has a good future by the looks of things, and if he can deliver a trophy in his first year, it'll be an exceptional season for him.
It'll be a great achievement for him, and he was a very talented player when he was in his playing days, and still done on the boots for Newtown Butler, and did quite recently there last weekend as well. But yeah, he's very knowledgeable, very proactive and forward thinking coach, and he certainly has done very well with this Aghadrumsee side this year.
And we haven't got the teams confirmed as yet, Brian, but we'll get those in a few moments. But if we look at the lineouts that are in the programme, I suppose the big name that is missing is Owen Donnelly from the Coa side.
Yeah, and he'll be a massive loss to this team tonight. You know, although he has been missing for a number of games in the championship this year, and Coa really have been ravaged by injuries at different stages in the championship. And one of the management team was making the point during the week that, you know, when they seemed to be without some of the marquee players, the other players did step up, and they produced some of their best performances when a number of players were missing. And even in the semi-final last week against Derrylin, I think there were 4 key players were missing. Ryan Hanna was out of that game, obviously Owen, as you say, one of the McQuaids was missing as well, but other players stepped up to the mark. And sometimes that happens in games, you know, when your marquee players maybe aren't there, everybody else pushes on, and sometimes when the marquee players are there, everybody sort of sits back and waits for them to do the business, and maybe sometimes it doesn't happen. So I think Coa will be happy enough. I think if a few players back tonight, that'll certainly help them and gives them a bit of strength and depth as well. So when substitutes maybe come on towards in the second half, it might add to that team.
It was a difficult week then for the Coa manager then to pick his team, because with those established players missing and them back tonight looking for a starting place, they are named in the side. Does that cause any disruption in the panel?
It may well do, although, you know, we're talking about Luke McQuaid, Kieran Baker was missing last week, Ryan Hanna is down to start tonight. Whether he does or not, I'm not sure, but they're 3 quality players. They've given a lot to Coa over a number of years, you know, some of them are county experience as well, so they'll slot in there, no problem at all. And then, as I say, you have backup to come on maybe then later on in the game.
And you look then at the Aghadrumsee team, and of course there's one name I suppose that stands out above all, and that's Eddie Courtney, a guy that has huge potential, and a lot will be expected of Eddie tonight.
He will, and I know Coa will be focusing on Eddie as well in terms of who's going to mark him and what they're going to do. I think he's hit 1-9 in the championship so far to date. Obviously his inter-county experience, and throughout the grades the whole way up from probably under 16 at county level right through to minor under 21, and even at senior level as well, he has performed very admirably. He is supported very well by Dale Crudden, who's taken a bit of the responsibility off his shoulders and done very well, and I see Darren Cairns is marked down at full forward there. Again, a player probably in the twilight of his career now, but exceptional talent. I do expect him maybe to come out into the middle third at some stage in the game as well. So it'll be interesting to see a battle around that middle third, because Leon Carters, who's named corner forward for Coa, I don't expect him to see too much of him inside there. I expect him to maybe come out around the middle of the field at times as well.
And of course Eugene Cairns, another very well established player, the captain of the team. An awful lot will depend on him as that linchpin of the Aghadrumsee defence.
It absolutely will, and again a player of great talent and has given huge service to the club over the years, and he could be down to Mark Cahill Beacom tonight, who's centre half forward for Coa. And again, Cahill has been the linchpin for Coa's forward line. I think Cahill has hit something like, he hit 1-6 last week in the semi-final against Derry Lynn, maybe 2-8 overall in the championship. A standout player, quality free taker as well, and that'll be crucial tonight maybe as the game progresses.
So Brian, if I was to put you on the spot, it's a difficult one to call. The standard of this junior championship, it was a really entertaining couple of semi-finals. How do you see this one going?
Well, it's a hard one to call. A bit like last week again. Aghadrumsee have beaten Coa already in the championship, and that's one of the sort of strange anomalies of this competition. You know, we do play some of the teams more than once. Yeah. They've also beaten them in the league this year, but there's something about Coa when it comes to a day like this, you know, when their bigger players step up and they have a bit of experience. As I say, a lot of these players have been around for the last 10 or 12 years when Coa tasted success. So
beaten last year's final as well.
Yes, I just have a feeling for Coa tonight. I'm not sure. You know, it's really hard to call, as I say, Ger, because Aghadrumsee's first final, and they'll be chomping at the bit to get into this game as well. So it's very hard to call. If you were to push me, I'd say maybe Coa by a couple of points.
Maybe Coa by a couple of points, according to Brian. Join us. Both sides are out on the field here at the moment and warming up. We're getting ready. The referee has called both captains in, so we're getting ready for the throw-in very shortly. But for now, we will take an ad break. So join us in a few moments for the start of the live coverage of the game here on Fermanagh GAA TV. Welcome back here to Brewster Park for the Peter Carty Funeral Directors Junior Championship Final between Aghadrumsee and Coa. Both sides now just have final preparations carried out. Our officials down on pitch side, they are in the middle of the field, just have a last word with one another, and the referee is Mark Curry from the Derry Lynn O'Connell's Club, and sideline official is Michael Keown and Ollie McShea. Michael from the Devonish Club and Ollie McShea here from the Enniskillen Gales Club, and our fourth official down there is Shane Connolly, also from Enniskillen Gales. This evening's production is brought to you courtesy of our sponsors, and those are McHugh Fuels from Ederney, Enniskillen Carpet Centre, J&N Windows Canolly and Moen Memorials. So we're just waiting on the referee to retrieve a football and get this junior championship final underway. We'll look out for any changes in a moment, but the way the teams are lined out at the moment, very quickly we'll give the Aghadrumsee team as Peter Fair in goals, Martin Flanagan, Noel Began and Donald Boyle, then Kieran Flynn, Eugene Cairns and Paul Boyle as the referee throws in the ball. Sean McManus, Fergal Sherry's the middle of the field, then Thomas O'Hara, Eddie Courtney and Stephen Flynn make up the half forward line. Dale Crudden, Darren Cairns and Aidan Flanagan make up the full forward line. We'll give you the Coa side in a moment once this attack breaks down, and in possession is Dale Crudden. Crudden twists and turns, gives it back outside, but well intercepted on that occasion, and Coa break down the attack and clear their lines over on the far side of the field. The ball is in the hands of Darren McQuaid, wearing number 14, but playing deep out the field in these opening couple of minutes. The first free of the game has been awarded to Coa. Their jerseys, it has to be said, the numbers are pretty difficult to read on it, so you may bear with us while we find our bearings with these Coa players as the ball is held deep back in their own defence. Slowly making their way forward. McQuaid, I think it is, it's in possession. Yes, indeed it is. Familiar solo on the left foot. Very conservative start to the game by Coa, building patiently from the back over there. Eventually Jerry Murphy gets involved in the action, and the ball now is fed forward. Patrick Murphy, I believe it is in possession over on the far side. The shot is taken from the left foot, in it goes, and it looks good. That's a fine effort over there on the opening score of the game. The floodlights are shining bright here in Brewster Park, and it was Thomas O'Hara, I believe, that popped up with that score. O'Hara gathered possession out about the 45-metre line and had the confidence to take on the shot and pop the ball over the bar for the opening score of the game. 1 point to no score after 1 minute and 30 seconds here in Brewster Park. The goalkeeper for Aghadrumsee is Peter Fair. He kicks the ball out. It's broken down there in the centre of the field and picked up by the centre half back, Eugene Cairns. Lotley relied on Cairns. He lays it off there to Darren Cairns. Ball back inside, but there's a late challenge there, which the referee, Curry, right up with play, elects to award the free to the men from Aghadrumsee, and one would think that this is a scoreable opportunity. It's about 40 metres out from the goal. It's dead straight in front of the goal, and coming out to take it will be Eddie Courtney. Eddie wearing number 11, and he just identifies the spot where he's going to kick the ball from. He scored 1-9, as I said earlier, in the championship to date. You would expect this to be 1-10 to get his side back on level terms with 2 minutes played in this championship final. Here comes Courtney. He looks comfortable about that kick, and right he should be, because the ball pops over the bar. Fine score, teams level, Brian.
Yeah, a good start to the game, Jerry, and as expected, I think both teams are playing with two in the inside line. Leon Carter's coming out around the middle of the field for Coa, and Darren Cairns coming out for Aghadrumsee. I see Paul Boyle is acting as sweeper as Aghadrumsee at the moment, but both teams have settled down fairly well. Great score by Thomas O'Hara, the vice captain of the Coa team, to start the game, and then Eddie Courtney stepping up with a good free to level matters.
Well, the ball is kicked out in the centre of the field. Ball breaks again in the centre of the field. The referee right up at the play again elects that is a free to the men from Coa, and there's no rush to take it. McQuaid lays it back inside. Side's level. 3.5 minutes played. Ball comes over this side of the field. It's in the hands now of Kieran Beacom. Beacom fists it inside to McQuaid. McQuaid getting a lot of time on the ball, pops it inside there, but coming out and reading that well is Cairns, but the Coa attacker somehow manages to hold on to play. It looks like Ryan Beacom gathers that ball, crossfield ball, good ball it is on that occasion. Picked up there by the Coa attacker, and he gets a shot away. The ball goes over the bar. Another score for the Coa man. And, well, one can only but apologise for lack of identification of players, but these Coa jerseys are so difficult to read with the pale number on the back of it. It looks as if it was Leon Carter's that popped up at that point as the ball is given away on that occasion. So ball fed in an opportunity, but the ball is dropped. Still gets a second chance. The ball is flicked inside, and the goalkeeper does really well. Peter Fair went full length to turn that ball round the post, and well, it goes out for a 45, and really that ball could have snuck into the back of the net. It really was an opportunity. The goalkeeper didn't really know where it was going, Brian.
The ball seemed to spin off somebody's boot and maybe nearly outfoxed the goalkeeper. I think it was Leon Carter maybe that scored that last point and then set up that last attack with a fantastic ball inside as well. And he's playing very well around the middle of the field and can cause serious problems to any defence by threading balls through. So Aghadrumsee are going to have to watch that at this early stage. 5
minutes played, and it's Coa who lead 2 points to 1, and now they have another opportunity to increase that. 45 will be taken by the centre half forward. That's Cathal Beacom. Beacom has been prolific in this championship to date. He scored 2 goals and 8 points. An opportunity to extend that. Like Brian, you said earlier, he scored 1-6 last weekend. So
1-6 against Ireland last weekend and 2-8 overall in the championship so far, and a lot of those from frees, Ger.
Yeah, well, here he goes. This is his first opportunity of the night. 45 metres out. He looks very comfortable as he just strode up to that ball, popped it over the bar, and that shows to me a man that's full of confidence.
Absolutely, and a wonderful strike off the ball off the ground, and took that with ease, and it managed to get over the bar with yards to go, and a great score by Cathal Beacom.
Well, Coa will be very pleased with the start they've had to this game. They played 6 minutes and they lead 3 points to 1. This attack now features the Aghadrumsee men with Stephen Flynn. Flynn lays it inside, but again well intercepted on that occasion by the Coa men. They're hungry in these opening few minutes. They've had an impressive start to the game. Ball fed forward again. Inside it goes there to Ryan Beacom, I think it is on this occasion, and Beacom gets a shot away, and it goes to the right hand side and goes wide, first wide of the game, and it goes the way of Ryan Beacom. He had time and space, could have brought the ball on a little further.
He could have maybe taken on a wee bit further. He shot from a fair bit out, but Ryan Hanna had a fantastic interception there, and he is a man who's got a great engine around the middle of the field, and he started off very well. Ball
kicked out long, well fielded there by Sean McManus, the midfielder for Aghadrumsee. He fists the ball forward, plenty of space over there on the far side of the field. Ball back inside, it comes to Stephen Flynn. Flynn was involved in that attack a few moments ago, but this occasion he goes again from distance, but that one goes badly to the right hand side and wide, so one wide apiece, and a little bit ambitious there on Flynn's part.
Yeah, and after a good start by both teams, they were taking the right options maybe in the last few minutes. A couple of players have shot from distance and maybe at poor angles when they were under pressure and maybe taking wrong decisions. The game is beginning to settle down a little bit, and as I say, both teams again, a bit like last week again, are playing 2 men inside and withdrawing one of the full forward line, and that's leaving the midfield area relatively crowded, but Aghadrumsee seem to be holding their own in that area at the minute, and we've won a number of kickouts just at the start of the game.
Well, the goalkeeper has to do all the work himself to go and retrieve the ball, and that goalkeeper is Maurice Cassidy. Cassidy into the empty terrace behind the goal. Good crowd here in the stand, the John Veazey stand down below us. Looking forward to this junior final as Cassidy takes his time, lines up his options. He's going to have to deliver it long. Out it goes in the centre of the field. Up the gopher, ball flicked on that occasion, and winning the break ball on that occasion is the corner back, Donald Boyle, but referee says there's a foul, so he awards the free taken quickly. Opportunity for Coa coming forward, gets a shot away and into the back of the net. That's an excellent score, brilliant goal. Free was taken very quickly and the ball broke favourably, and I believe it was the midfielder that stole forward on that occasion. Possibly maybe Jason Farry. That goal, we have to apologise for these jerseys, they're just impossible to read the numbers of them. Brian, if you can identify who put that ball away, we'll follow the play, but I think it may well have been Jason Farry wearing number 10. We'll get that clarified for you in due course, but the bottom line is that it's a goal for the Coa men, and they now lead 1 goal and 3 points. That's 6 points to 1 point, one solitary point from Aghadrumsee. And your gut feeling that Coa would start this game and have a good opening half hour is proven correct.
Yeah, and Cathal Beacom was at the centre of everything, Ger, at the beginning. He took that free quickly as well and threaded in. I think it was Jason Farry, as you say, who scored a goal last week in the semi-final against Derry Lynn as well, and it was extremely well taken, but a great score. And I say Cathal Beacom at the hub of absolutely everything that's going forward for Coa at the minute.
Well, 9 minutes played in the opening half, and it's Coa who lead a goal and 3 to Aghadrumsee's point. Aghadrumsee will want to settle themselves into the game here now and try and pick off the next couple of scores. They have a line ball over on the far side of the field, looking to come back out the field with it, and they do so, and the ball is in the hands of Paul Boyle. Boyle looks up and gives it to Fergal Sherry. Sherry lands it. Oh, good flick on that occasion, looking for Darren Cairns. Cairns has an opportunity. Cairns going in and goal, get a shot away and pops it over the bar. That's a well worked score, and if Cairns hadn't slipped, well, it could have been more dangerous for the Coa rear guard, but Cairns, once he retrieved his footing, got back up and turned his man and popped the ball over the bar. 1-3-2.
Yeah, great score by Cairns, and it's one that Aghadrumsee certainly needed at this stage after conceding that goal a few moments ago. Long ball in, broken, and as you say, Ger, if he hadn't slipped, it could have been more dangerous for the Coa defence.
Well, 1-3-2. I did say that it would be important for Aghadrumsee to get the next score too. Well, they've got one of them. Gives them a foothold now in this encounter as Carty lines up this kick out, kicks it out over the 45. It goes over the far side of the field, well held on that occasion. The mark will be taken by the Coa defender over there, and well, the referee now, or the linesman, is indicating that there's Ryan Hanna, I believe it is, that has taken a bit of a knock to the head, so play will stop and we'll identify who the recipient of some attention is. Jason Farry, we believe, is the man who's down there. So a little bit of attention for Farry. But the Coa manager, we spoke about Colin Monaghan earlier in the game, the Aghadrumsee manager, but Coa manager Brian Coulter will be delighted with the way his team have approached this game.
He will indeed, and as he talked about during the week, or the management team talked about during the week, you know, they've a bit of strength and depth now, and players are stepping up when some of the marquee players aren't available, and obviously Owen Donnelly's missing tonight, but some of the other players, Jason Farry got a fantastic goal there, Ryan Beacom obviously started very well, Ryan Hanna as well, so other players are certainly have done very, very well at the start of this game.
That looked like a high challenge on Cathal Beacom, but the referee allows play to continue, and it also looked as if Fergal Sherry had been fouled, but again, referee decided to keep the game moving, and in possession over the far side is Darren McQuaid. McQuaid looking up, surveying his options again. There's players inside in loads of space. On that occasion, the ball is popped over the bar again. Another score for the Coa men. They now lead 1-4 to 2 points, and the score of that score, I think, might have been Damien Wardman. Was it wearing number 3 possibly? As I say, we are having serious difficulties identifying the Coa personnel, but I think that one was scored by Damien Wardman, who came the whole way up there and popped that one over the bar. 1-4 to 2. Ball breaks. In fact, it was Cathal Beacom, I think it was, that got that point, as Coa win possession again. Feed the ball forward, inside it goes there. Coa in possession, laid back, another opportunity, but this time it goes to the right hand side and goes wide. Yeah,
it was Kieran Beacom, I think maybe Gerald got that last point, and a great score it was too, but Cathal Beacom yet again is after threading a lovely ball through there and setting up and prodding and you know, threading balls through the Aghadrumsee defence, and he's causing an awful lot of bother for this Aghadrumsee defence in the first 5 or 10 minutes of this game.
And we'd have to identify who's picking up Cathal Beacom, because as you say, Brian, he's been involved in everything that's good about this Coa performance in the opening 12 minutes or 13 minutes of this game, because they really are the dominant force all over the pitch as a good hustle develops over there. But Eugene Cairns is penalised for being over aggressive, I think, on Ryan Hanna, and again the free will go the way of the Coa man. Beacom gives it inside. Darren McQuaid gets a shot away. McQuaid fancied his chances from that distance, but it was a difficult angle, and he hadn't much time to reflecting where the posts were. So his shot goes to the right hand side and goes wide. 1-4-2. We've played 14 minutes of this opening half, and really Coa are more than comfortable out there, Brian.
They're doing very, very well. I think it's Donald Boyle picking up Cathal Beacom here. Obviously, you know, he'd been detailed. He's come out of the cornerback position where he was laying out to come round to the middle of the field to meet Cathal Beacom, to mark him, and he's getting a bit of a torrid time at the minute.
Well, just the fluency isn't in this Aghadrumsee performance as yet. Trying to lay the ball off there to Aidan Flanagan, but Flanagan wasn't on the same wavelength. They're lucky enough to retain possession via a line ball, and they'll get another line ball, but I think the referee has indicated there's a push in the back there possibly. So either way, it's a possession for the Aghadrumsee men. Whether it's a line ball or a free, we'll know in a moment. Looks as if the line ball option has been selected, and Kieran Flynn in possession gives it out there to Stephen Flynn is adjudged to have overcarried, and little harsh maybe. A
slightly harsh call I think there, Ger. I have to say Aghadrumsee, you know, after a fairly positive start, you know, at the very beginning of the game, they seem to be nervous now and haven't really settled into the game in the last 10 minutes, and here we see Cathal Beacom on the ball again.
Beacom is a big presence, big physical presence. He's cool on the ball, and he lays it back there to Leon Carters. Carters goes back one more time. Oh, they've been turned over on this occasion, but the ball given away yet again. Lucky to get away with that. Carters has it, gives it back deep in his own defence. That's touched on the ground, but it looks like yes, the referee. Well, both teams a little bit jittery at the moment, and I think Eddie Courtney's telling the Aghadrumsee player settle it down, that he will kick this one over the bar.
Yeah, catalogue of errors there in the space of a few short moments, Ger. And as you say, things have got a bit scrappy now in the last few minutes of the game. But Aghadrumsee certainly need another score now just to settle themselves, and with nearly 15 minutes gone in the first half. Yeah,
well, Courtney kicked one from here in the second minute of the game. Kicked it very comfortably and very confidently. I would expect him to deliver this one between the posts, a player of his quality, and he looks happy with that one again, and right he should be, because that one sails over the bar. So 2 points from frees and just one solitary point from play brings Aghadrumsee's tally to 3, and Coa 1-4 first quarter of the game playing.
Yeah, and Aghadrumsee haven't yet got the ball, good ball inside to Eddie Courtney and to Dale Crudden, you know, who have caused teams problems in this championship so far to date, you know, and they need to be running a bit more ball around the middle of the field and trying to get quality ball into those two, because they will do damage if they can get their hands on the ball in there.
It's a beautiful evening here for football in Brewster Park. This game being brought to you on Fermanagh GA TV, courtesy of our sponsors for today's game. That's McHugh Fuels from Ederney, Enniskillen Carpet Centre, J&M Windows in Connolly, and Mohan Memorials. We thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring you this live coverage of this junior final here in Brewster Park in Enniskillen. We've played 17 minutes of the game, and it's Coa who lead 1-4 to 3 points. Line ball being indicated the way of the Coa men. The ball is in now in the hands of Kieran Flynn. Flynn lays the ball back to Eugene Cairns, and now the ball is sent in early to Eddie Courtney. That's the first ball that he's got from open play. Solo's on the right, on the left, kicks him with the right, but kicks the ball straight into the grateful hands of the Coa defender. I think it's Patrick Murphy who gathered that ball, and now Coa come out comfortably with it with Darren McQuaid. McQuaid Solo's into trouble, but elects then to lay the ball off. Carters playing that deep role, as Brian has alluded to, gives the ball out now to Ryan Beacom. Beacom gets it back there to his namesake, Kieran Beacom. Back it goes to Ryan. All the Beacoms involved, Ryan, Cal, Kieran. As the ball now is close to the sideline, out over the sideline, and that'll be a line ball for Aghadrumsee, taken quickly. A little bit of urgency by Eugene Cairns, but he gives it away, and now Coa have an opportunity. They're 30 metres out from goal, looks at the post, elects for shooting, has support there if need be. That support's provided by Patrick Murphy. Murphy bounces the ball, gives it back to Cal Beacom. Beacom, Aghadrumsee have every bar 2 players behind the ball at this juncture, so Coa elect very wisely to spread the play over the far side of the field. The shot is taken, but the shot is rushed, and the shot goes badly to the right hand side and goes wide. But Brian, you mentioned litany of errors a few moments ago, and that seems to be prevalent in this Aghadrumsee performance.
It is. There just seemed to be a nervousness through the team. They haven't settled themselves into the game, and that experience in the Coa side that we talked about before the match is certainly coming to the fore here. They seem to be more composed on the ball and certainly fighting their men with ease.
Kick out given away again, but this time Darren McQuaid's ball isn't a great one, and the Aghadrumsee rearguard in the shape of Sean McManus, the midfielder, gathers it, gives it to Kieran Flynn. Flynn is fouled on that occasion, and a free. Just need to settle the game down a bit. They're taking all their frees very quickly and rushing everything. A little bit of panic in this Aghadrumsee side. The experienced heads in this team need to step up to the plate and settle this team down, work themselves into the game. There's not a whole lot in it. It's 1-4-3 as the ball is fed forward. They're looking for Dale Crudden. Crudden elects to let it over his head, and Fergal Sherry is on the overlap. Sherry goes to ground, slips there. The ball is given away, and it is indeed, and it's picked up there by the Coa rearguard. A little bit of pressure being applied by the Aghadrumsee forwards, but on this occasion the pressure is illegal, says the referee, and the free will go the way of Coa. But again, another example of just not retaining possession and being a little bit more calm on the ball.
Yeah, and players like Noel Begg and Eugene Cairns, who were involved in that last move for Aghadrumsee, did very well, but they're going to have to encourage the players around them and give them a bit more support maybe, because some of these younger players in the Aghadrumsee side just haven't maybe played to their potential at this stage in the game.
Coa, as they've done throughout the game, are working the ball through the hands back in their own defence, and no rush to get it out. And some of these occasions they will be turned over. The referee says that's another illegal tackle. Now the Aghadrumsee management down below us are very unhappy with that decision, but referee has been fairly consistent throughout as Coa take the kick. Leon Carter's doing a lot of work back deep in his own defence. Here he is again in possession. Gives it crossfield, but this time gives it away. So there's an opportunity now for Aghadrumsee. It's in the shape of Stephen Flynn. Flynn gets the shot away, and it looks good. Or is it? No. It's gone to the right and gone wide.
Yeah, and while we're saying the Coa are composed on the ball, they certainly seem to be taking too much out of it, certainly in defence there, and they have a number of experienced players, and it's really unlikely on Carty to be giving the ball away in those positions. And as you say, Ger, the Aghadrumsee forwards now, Dale Crudden, Kieran Flynn there, working extremely hard to try and turn over Coa when they're kicking these short balls out from the goal mouth.
Well, I'm not sure it's a tactic that would sit very well with the Coa supporters here. There'll be hearts on their mouths when they're so close to goal and trying to run the ball out of defence. Yeah,
and it certainly didn't work on that occasion. They were very lucky, and maybe that's a warning sign for them for the next 5 or 10 minutes of the half.
Well, Maurice Cassidy is the Coa goalkeeper. He'll kick it long into the night sky here. Beautiful night here in Brewster Park. The lights shining brightly. This occasion, the break ball is won by Aghadrumsee, and an opportunity now for Stephen Flynn to come forward. Flynn had the shot a moment ago that went wide. This one is dropping over the bar. Fine score from Flynn, and he has looked the one player that has the confidence to get on ball and use the ball wisely, and on that occasion he popped it over the bar.
He did, and was well broken around the middle of the field, and he showed a turn of pace there, got away from his marker, and as you say, slotted over the bar with a bit of confidence. And I hope that that gives the rest of the Aghadrumsee players a bit more confidence in the last few minutes of this game. And
now is the gap to just that goal between the sides at this juncture.
Yeah, and Coa, for all their dominance, as you say, just one score ahead now, and maybe Aghadrumsee, as to say it, maybe that score lift the team.
Kick out, broken again, break ball on this occasion. Well, there's 4, 5, 6 players round. The referee will probably elect to throw this ball up. He hasn't really given indication as yet, but I think that will be the wise move, and that's what our referee Mark Curry from Derrylin elects to do. Break ball, won again on this occasion by, and little moments like that there can turn games. Confidence starts to build, but on that occasion the ball given away again by Aghadrumsee after winning the throw up. I think it was Darren Cairns who kicked that ball away. Darren McQuaid now under a bit of pressure, and he's adjudged to carry the ball too long, and well, McQuaid not happy with that decision. He is penalised for a little bit of dissent, and now Sean McManus delivers the ball long inside. Looking there for a free is Eddie Courtney, and the referee says that Courtney has been fouled, and again another opportunity for Aghadrumsee, and an opportunity for the left-footed player that we spoke about a few moments ago, Stephen Flynn, to come over and take this free, which is just outside the 20 metre line, and maybe about 25 or so metres out. It's to the right hand side of the post as we look. It'll suit the left footed kicker. Kicked a point a moment ago, but on this occasion kicks it wide. Disappointing kick there from the Aghadrumsee attacker, Brian.
Yeah, disappointing from Stephen Flynn on that occasion. I have to say though, the Aghadrumsee have upped the work rate in the last few minutes around the middle of the field. Darren Cairns is beginning to get onto a bit of ball. Sean McManus here, and the momentum's beginning to swing. You just get a sense, Ger, around the middle, as I say, and Aghadrumsee are coming more into this game. Yeah,
it's the tactic of break ball at the moment, and Aghadrumsee are that little bit hungrier at the moment. Here's another opportunity. We'll see where this ball breaks. It breaks, and on this occasion it's the Co-men that gathered, and Beacom in possession. Kieran on that occasion gives it to Cahill, and out it goes over the far side of the field. Co coming forward. They scored their goal in the 13th minute. That was all of 11 minutes ago, so they'll be hoping for some sort of a score at the end of this attack, but it's very, very close to the sideline, too close to the sideline. I see a little bit of casualness that has been entered into the co-play.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about them being confident on the ball, you know, but there's as you say, Ger, got a bit casual maybe, and certainly in defence that's happened as well. And Aghadrumsee have begun to stamp their authority in this match, and some of their key players are beginning to come more and more into the game.
The ball just about retained on that occasion by Thomas O'Hara. Now they look to kick it long, looking for the speed merchant and Eddie Courtney. Courtney gets away from his man. Courtney looks at the post. Courtney delivers a shot. That is a super score, worthy of any occasion, and certainly worthy of this junior final here in Brewster Park. Eddie Courtney just showed his class there. Super point.
Yeah, an absolutely brilliant score from Eddie Courtney. You know, he put on the afterburners there and got out in front of his man, turned and kicked it over the bar. Leaves 2 points in the game, as you say. After a shaky start from Aghadrumsee, you know, they've really come into the game, and it's turned into a great battle now.
Well, they've scored the last 3 points, the courtesy of 2 from Eddie Courtney, 1 from play, and that one from a free, and of course that point from Stephen Flynn sandwiched in between Courtney's 2 points, which was an excellent score as well. So edging their way back into the game. They've won possession on that occasion through Fergal Sherry in towards Courtney. His confidence will be high. Courtney looks at the post, gets his shot away, but this time it drops short. He had options but elected to go for the point. Kicked out, and the ball has came off the wing half forward. I think it is Jason Farry, and the ball goes out for a 45, and now the nervousness seems to have turned in the opposite direction, and it's in the co-players.
It has indeed, and you know what, Ger, it's all down to work rate. I mean, the Aghadrumsee have upped the ante certainly in the last 10 or 15 minutes, put Co under serious pressure and forced them into mistakes. And you know, Fergal Sherry kicked a great first time ball again. Eddie Courtney out in front once again and turned, and the shot dropped short on that occasion, but it has resulted in an opportunity now for 45.
Yeah, and Courtney, as I said a moment ago, his confidence will be high. He gets this shot away, drills at the low trajectory, it's flicked in! And it just nestled nicely in front of the goalkeeper as it was flicked. I think it hit one of the co-defenders, and it took the sting out of the ball, and eventually it dropped nicely for the goalkeeper to clear his lines. But again, Co are playing this dodgy game of working the ball out of defence. On this occasion they've proved pretty successful at doing that, as the ball is eventually fed this near side of the field to Beacom. That's Cahill on this occasion, gives it forward to Darren McQuaid. McQuaid with the trusty left foot. McQuaid faced up there by Sean McManus. McQuaid twists and turns, still in possession, elects to fist it over there into the middle of the field, and the shot is kicked, and the shot has gone over the bar, and it's a point for the I think it's possibly Ryan Beacom on that occasion. We'll check that one out, but I think Ryan Beacom has got Coe's first score since the 13th minute, so that's 14 minutes without a score, and a good score it was.
A great team score, you know, worked out from the back of the field through Cahill Beacom to Darren McQuaid. He laid a ball inside, and a great score by Ryan Beacom.
1-5-5, 27-28 minutes exactly played in this first half. Aghadrumsee coming again. It's one aside to the other, attack versus attack at this juncture, which is entertaining as the ball is kicked in on that occasion. The umpires consult. It didn't look as if they were overly sure whether that one had gone over or not, and it was the corner forward, Dale Crudden was the man who picked up that loose ball and popped it over the bar. A fine score from Cruden, a good response.
A great response by Aghadrumsee, and this has turned into a great game, I have to say. End-to-end stuff, both teams going at it. Aghadrumsee have up the work rate, as they say. Coa working the ball slowly out from defence, but the last score that they got was a marvellous one as well, and with a minute or so to go, just a few points between the sides.
Kick out taken long again by Cassidy. Break ball on this occasion, won by Coa, close to the sideline, out over the sideline, but the referee says that it was a nudge in the back of the Coa player, and hence the free will go the way of the man from just out the road here from Brewster Park. And again it's turned over. Fergal Sherry in possession, but his shot is half blocked down and is picked up there in the centre of the field by Ryan Hanna. Tackles go in quickly on Hanna, and the ball eventually goes over the sideline, far side of the field. The board goes up down below us, and that indicates that there's 2 minutes of additional time to be played in this second half. So we've played 29 minutes and 25 seconds, and when we get to the 30 we will have another 2 minutes of play. 1-5 in this Peter Carty Funeral Directors Junior Championship final between Coa and Aghadrumsee. Coa coming forward in the shape of Patrick Murphy. Murphy lays it inside there looking for Ryan Beacom, but Beacom is turned over there by Donald Boyle. Boyle still in possession. Boyle fists it forward, 45 metres out from his own goal, gets it to Kieran Flynn. Flynn lays it off now, eventually comes to Sean McManus. McManus flicks it over the far side of the field. This is good football. The two midfielders are becoming an increasing influence in this game. On that occasion is Fergal Sherry down towards Eddie Courtney. Courtney gets a shot away. Courtney goes for distance. Courtney's effort is absolutely first class. A wonderful score from Eddie Courtney, and those two last scores that Eddie Courtney has scored in this game has been worth the mission money alone. Super scores. 1-5 in favour of Coa.
Fantastic team score, the whole length of the field. You know, laid the ball inside Eddie Courtney from an impossible angle. He turns and slots it over the bar. That's an absolutely brilliant score.
Well, it's all about confidence with Eddie Courtney, and he's got it. Those knock of frees give him that confidence at the start, and now he's turning on it. He's putting on a show.
He is, but also the middle eight of the players in the middle of the field are beginning to lay a good ball into him as well, and he's going to be able to get out in front and win his own ball. So he's feeding off that, and certainly improved as the game has gone on.
Well, you have to give credit to McManus and Sherry in the middle of the field for the Aghadrumsee side. They have gone through a mountain of work, as Brian has alluded to, in the last 15 minutes. In fact, Aghadrumsee have outscored Coa 5 points to 1 in the last 15 minutes of the game. Previous to that, it was 1-4 in favour of the men from Coa, who had that blistering first half, and they scored their goal in the 9th minute from Jason Farry, we believe was the man who got that goal, but we'll check that out for you at half time. The ball is in the hands of Kieran Beacom. Back to McQuaid, feeds it inside. The clock is saying 31-25. One more opportunity for the Coa men. The shot is taken by Ryan Hanna. It's dropping in around the danger area. The goalkeeper comes, but there's a defender back on the line, and the defender clears his line for Aghadrumsee, and a good ball out of defence and into space, and filling that space is Sean McManus for Aghadrumsee. McManus comes striding forward for the Magpies. Here they come. Ball slid in front of Courtney again. Courtney twists, turns, gets the shot away, but this time it's gone to the right hand side and gone wide. He snatched at that one a little, Brian.
He did, and you know, at half time, which are just about to come up now, Brian Coulter's going to have to do something in terms of the defence if they're going to try and win this game, because Eddie Courtney is winning every single ball fed in by his midfielders this year. On that occasion was Sean McManus, who's becoming more and more influential as the half has progressed. Well,
there's a substitute coming onto the field of play, and I think this can only be because of an injury. It's Stephen Flynn, is it? That's coming off for Stephen Flynn, who scored that excellent point. Yeah, it looks as if Stephen Flynn is limping there. He scored an excellent point earlier on, and he's been replaced by Mark Leonard, as Brian has alluded to, just on the stroke of half time. So referee Mark Curry, well, he's allowing another moment or two to be played. We're well over the 2 minutes that were allocated by the sideline official down below us. However, there's another injury also down below us. Is it Damien Wardman or Kieran Beacom? It is Kieran Beacom who's down there receiving some attention. Meanwhile, the referee is having a word with one of the Aghadrumsee players, and it's a yellow card on this occasion for Fergal Sherry. I didn't see what that offence was that Sherry committed, but he's had certainly a very good last 15-20 minutes of this first half as Sherry, but he's blotted his copybook slightly there by picking up a yellow card as Beacom takes what will surely be the last play of this first half, feeds it in, but well held on that occasion by Noel Began, and the referee in fact does blow his half-time whistle. We look to the scoreboard, it says that Coa have 1 goal and 5, which is 8 points, and it shows that Aghadrumsee have 6 points. So Brian, it's been a half of 2 halves.
It has,
I think it's fair to say.
It has, but a very enjoyable half overall, Ger. I have to say, Coa got a great start. You know, that goal from Jason Farry set them off to a fantastic beginning of the half. Then I have to say the work rate and the hunger of Aghadrumsee kicked in, and they turned over a lot of ball, put Coa under pressure, led by Eddie Courtney and some fantastic scores. And the midfield pairing of Sean McManus and Fergal Sherry really stepped up to the plate as well. And as you say, a point in it at half time. Now we're really looking forward to an intriguing second half here.
Well, just my counting was slightly astray there. There's only a point between the teams. I have marked Dale Crudden's point down as being the 5th point, but in fact it was the 6th, and then Eddie's was the 7th. So 1-5 to 7, just a point between the sides. Very, very entertaining first half here in Brewster Park. We will take a break here, and you'll join us shortly when the sports editor of the Impartial Reporter, Gareth Caldwell, will join us for some half-time analysis. back here to Brewster Park for this Fermanagh GAA production, this Peter Carty Funeral Directors Junior Championship final between Coa and Aghadrumsee. The half-time score reads Coa 1-5 and Aghadrumsee 7 points. And I'm joined here by the sports editor of the Impartial Reporter, Gareth Caldwell, for his analysis of the first half. It has been an entertaining first half.
Yes, Coa made a very bright start. They got up and running early, got the early couple of points, a fine goal by Jason Farry, and they looked well in control that opening 20 minutes where Cathal Beacon was pulling the strings. Took Aghadrumsee a while to settle into the game. Once they did, Eddie Courtney grew into it. He's kicked 4 points, or he kicked 2 super points from play, and they've probably had the better of the last 10-15 minutes there. But 1 point in, it's all to play for now in the second half.
Were you surprised at how error-ridden Aghadrumsee's play was in those opening 15 minutes of the game?
Yes, but I suppose, listen, it's a big day for Aghadrumsee. It's a final that they wouldn't have played in that many finals lately, so it's obviously a big game for them. Coa have been in a few more finals. There's a lot of players in that Coa team who have been about and have the experience of that type of thing. And you could see that early on, they settled a lot quicker. But Aghadrumsee showed during the league, they can give teams trouble, especially up front. And you can see now, I say it'll be interesting now this opening 10 minutes maybe of the second half to see how the game pans out. They certainly got on top there towards the end of the first half.
Yeah, you just look at the scoring in the first half, Gareth, and it was Coa ran into a 1-4 to 2 points lead. The goal, a fine goal it was from Jason Farry. But after that, they've only scored 1 point in the last 17 minutes of the half.
Yes, Aghadrumsee started to get on top, I suppose, around the middle. Coa's issue has always been getting their best players out on the pitch, I suppose, and there's no one Donnelly, there's no hiding the fact that he's a huge blow for them. But other than Owen, I suppose they have the majority of them out tonight, which is something they haven't done all year. And I spoke to Cathal Beacon earlier this week, and Cathal had said, when Coa have everybody out, that they're more than capable of giving teams a good game, and that shows there tonight. Coa lost to Aghadrumsee in the semi-final, and they've shown tonight that when they do have everybody out in the pitch, that they're more than capable of mixing at this level. And it's going to be interesting now in the second half.
Yeah, and I suppose the man who's lit up this first half, it has to be said, has been Eddie Courtney. 4 points from the former Fermanagh star, 2 from play and 2 from frees. But talk to me about the 2 from play.
2 super points from play, especially the second one from out on the left hand side where he turned, swung it over on his right. He
had no right to even have a shot from that sort of angle.
No, but he has that ability. You've seen him quite a bit down through the years, and he has that ability of picking scores like that there.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but is it all about confidence, Gareth, with a player like Eddie Courtney?
So it's all about ability, and then having the confidence to go and take on the shot.
Yeah.
But he could have had more there. He's missed a couple of chances there as well from play from maybe not as difficult an angle. It's certainly something Coa are going to have to look at. They were sort of going man for man in there, and it was 2-on-2 in there, and they might have to look at sitting somebody in front, maybe if Eddie Courtney in the second half.
And Coa are persistent with playing the ball out of defence. An awful lot of short passes. Their supporters' hearts must be in their mouths so many times. They have been turned over a few times.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous policy.
It is, and especially when they have big men out there in the middle. If you have the ball in there, maybe you're best to put it out there and let them battle for it further out the field, because they have lost the ball a couple of times towards goals, and as you say, the fans' hearts are bound to be in their mouths. And maybe lucky they didn't cough up a couple more scores when they got turned over in there.
And the goalkeeper now has been forced to kick everything long, and significantly McManus and Fergal Sherry in the middle of the field are starting to win primary possession. They're also getting their hands on breaking ball, and Aghadrumsee seem to be that little bit hungrier for a break ball in those last 10 or 12 minutes of the first half.
So it's like most games, there's an ebb and flow to it, and Coa have had their period, and in fairness to them, they took their chances when they came along during that period. Aghadrumsee worked their way back in. They've dominated the last 10 minutes there. Maybe unfortunate, maybe they were going in a point down, but they'll feel now that they should be able to kick on. If they'd have been going in 3-4 points down, Coast Tails would have been up. I think they kicked them last couple of points, brought it back to within a point, and really it's all to play for now for going out into the second half.
So before I let you go, if I was to put you on the spot and force you to call it, what's your thoughts?
given how the first half finished, you'd have to say Aghadrumsee, but I wouldn't rule Coa out.
Well, that's you and Brian. Both give a hesitant vote, it has to be said, to Coa, and both probably sticking with that hesitant vote. So, Gareth, thank you for joining us here on Fermanagh GAA. We will take an advertisement break, and please do join us in the second half when something will have to give in this game, but at half time a point separates Coa and Aghadrumsee, and it's Coa who lead by 1 point. welcome back here to Brewster Park as the Coa side make their way out onto the field. Aghadrumsee already out and ready to go. Referee Mark Curry has ball at his feet, ready to get the second half underway. We haven't been advised of any changes in either side at the moment, so it is as you were, as the second half is about to begin here in this Peter Carty Funeral Directors Junior Championship final. Of course, Brian, may have identified a change, have you, on the Coa side possibly? We're getting confirmation of it. Number 19 is in, and that's Gary Donnelly. He comes in place of Paul Summers. So 19 is Gary Donnelly as the referee gets the second half underway. 1 point separating the sides, and it's Kieran Beacom in possession early in the game. Feeds the ball down there to Cathal Beacom. Cathal, brilliant dummy solo by Beacom. Fists the ball inside now. The shot is taken by Kieran, but he rushes that one and it goes badly to the right hand side. But it just shows you the skill of Cathal Beacom.
Yeah, in the first 10 or 15 minutes of the first half, he was outstanding, threaded some great passes through to the forward line, and yet again he got on the ball there. Gary Donnelly, who's gone in full forward now for Coa, and he's a former actually manager of the team a few years ago. So it'll be interesting to see he'll bring experience and a bit of strength in that full forward position as well.
Yeah, we're number 19. That's the voice of Brian Treacy with us here on Fermanagh GAA TV. Brian, former Devonish captain and former county minor manager, and of course involved with Pete McGrath for a number of years, successful years over the last period, as Aghadrumsee now gather possession for and gives it out to Thomas O'Hara. O'Hara feeds it in, and the ball won on that occasion by Aghadrumsee, and it's in the hands there of the midfielder Sean McManus. McManus, well, there's a head injury here, so the referee has decided to stop the game, and rightly so, because it does seem to be quite a significant injury here in the centre of the field. And Mark Curry makes his way down to see who is in trouble.
I think an accidental clash there, Ger, just as the ball was played off by the Coa man. As you mentioned here, a beautiful autumnal evening in Brewster Park, and it's fantastic conditions for football, and there's something special about a game under lights as well. It brings that added atmosphere. A big crowd here from Aghadrumsee tonight, hoping that they can, bring some success to the area and to the club, which they haven't had for a large number of years. I think it's Cathal Beacom that's down there, Ger, and he would be a significant loss if anything were to happen to him. He's really been pulling the strings for Coa tonight, and he's played very well both at the start of the first half and also at the start of the second half here.
I've been advised that there's nearly 800 people in Brewster Park this evening, so that's a very sizable attendance on a Friday evening for a junior final. As Aghadrumsee, with a speculative shot there by Thomas O'Hara, I think it's still kept in play over the far side. In fact, it is, and ball spinning about loose over there. Eventually Aghadrumsee retain possession, goes into the hands of Sean McManus. McManus lays it back to Sherry, or in fact it's to Darren Cairns, and Cairns gets a shot away, but a wide apiece in this second half for both Coa and Aghadrumsee. Ian did mention, Brian, there a few moments ago that Aghadrumsee haven't featured in a lot of finals. I think the last one was a league final back in 2001, and prior to that they won the intermediate final in 85 and 1990, and of course their greatest day in their club's history was back in 1961 when they were crowned senior champions of Fermanagh. A brilliant feat by a brilliant team back then. Today they will be looking to add the junior crown to their roll of honour. They trail by 1 point to Coa. They've played 3.5 minutes of this second half. The free will go the way of Aghadrumsee, and Fergal Sherry, the midfielder, delivers it in long. On this occasion it can't be retained by Dale Crudden, but picking up the pieces is none other than Eddie Courtney. Courtney still in possession, has support there by Darren Cairns. Cairns threads it out over the far side of the field. An opportunity for the corner forward Aidan Flanagan to get a shot away, but again that's a poor effort by Flanagan. It goes to the right hand side and goes wide, second wide of the half, and Aghadrumsee picking up where they left off at the end of the first half.
They are. They're dominating maybe around the middle of the field again, but a couple of wides there, and the game hasn't really settled down now in the second half. As I say, we're only maybe 4 minutes in. Both sides sort of feeling each other out as the game has started in the second half, and the crowd have gone a wee bit quiet as well. So things haven't really sparked as the game has taken off yet.
Well, it looks as if Coa may well be considering introducing a substitute. We'll keep you appraised of that in a few moments. Brilliant take by Dan Cairns in the middle of the field for Aghadrumsee, but the ball given away, but coming back and winning it again is Dale Crudden. Crudden has support if need be. Crudden elects to go for the score. Crudden elects to pick the ball or kick the ball over the bar. Dale Crudden brings matters level here in Brewster Park. 8 points to Aghadrumsee, 1-5 to Coa. A fine score from Crudden, his second of the game.
Fantastic score by Dale Crudden, and Darren Cairns with a brilliant fetch around the middle of the field from the kick out as well to set it up, and his influence is growing now as the game continues in the second half. But Dale Crudden's score was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, he had men inside, but he had the confidence in his own ability to go for the shot and pop it over the bar, which brings the sides level. Kick out again, this time Aghadrumsee picking up the loose ball. Well, in fact, it's Darren McQuaid who's making his way out there to win that ball, but again, it's touched on the ground, or a foot kicked there by one of the co-attackers, and it's a free for the Aghadrumsee men as they make a further change. And it's number 2, Luke McQuaid, who didn't start the game, who comes on, and I think it's Kieran Beacom wearing number 7, who will be making his way off. So an interesting change. Kieran Beacom handled a lot of ball, done some good things, scored a point.
He did, and you know, a good player, but he missed last week's game, I think, through injury as well, and maybe that has caught up with him. And again, Luke McQuaid, obviously, who has been brought on there, also missed last week's game through injury.
Well, was that ball touching the ground? Referee says no, and again, coming in and winning the ball is Darren Cairns. Cairns lays it off there, looking for McManus. McManus gets a shot away, in and round the danger area it goes, but well defended on that occasion. That will be a free out, holding the jersey, and that will be a free out to Coa. Good defensive play on that occasion. Ball is now in the hands of Cathal Beacom for Coa. Beacom lays it forward there to Ryan Hanna. Hanna gives it inside to Darren McQuaid. McQuaid gives it back to Hanna. This is better from the Coa men. Late challenge there. Referee allows play to continue. Eventually the ball comes into the hands of Ryan Beacom. Beacom gives it inside to Hanna. Good football, good team play. Ball worked inside again. Opportunity of a goal, but well blocked on that occasion. It was Hanna, I think, who was involved in that move a number of times. Got the shot away, but it was well blocked by one of the defenders back on his own line. He intercepted the danger and was able to clear his lines, and Aghadrumsee come out with the ball and will look to turn this possession into a score in the shape of Fergus Sherry. Sherry gives it forward. The screens will tell you that he nearly gave the ball away, and eventually the foul has been committed, so the free will go the way of the Coa men. Scoreboard reads 8 points to Aghadrumsee, 1-5 to Coa, all level here. 7.5 minutes played here in this junior final, the Peter Carty Funeral Directors Junior Championship Final of 2018. As Coa come forward in possession, still retain possession. The ball coming back the way, back into the midfield area, there in the shape of Damien Elliott. Elliott gives it forward there to Ryan Beacom. Beacom lays it off there to Farry. Farry gets the shot away. Brilliant block on that occasion by Thomas O'Hara. Has the ball gone out over the end line? It has. That was an excellent block by Thomas O'Hara.
Great block, and another example of the hunger that Aghadrumsee have displayed, you know, in the last 10 or 15, 20 minutes of the first half, and certainly they brought that into the start of the second half as well. A great move just prior to that by Cathal Beacom and Ryan Hanna, and those two players are very influential for Coa this evening, and see Cathal Beacom about to step up and take the 45.
Yeah, Cathal Beacom scored a point from the 45-metre line in the first half. It was in the 6th minute of the first half. It was an absolutely super score by Beacom. Now this angle is a little more difficult, but it does suit the left-footed kicker, which Beacom is. He takes a deep breath, drops the shoulders, takes a little preamble and kicks it. Has he the distance? He has the accuracy, but he didn't have the distance. And well, the ball was left by two of the Aghadrumsee defenders to one another, and eventually the Coman came in and snapping it up and took possession. Again, it's Beacom who's gathers the ball, was gone out over the end line again, and Beacom, well, as you say, Brian, he's been involved in absolutely everything, and he'll have another opportunity now to take another 45, and this one will be a better angle for him.
Better angle for him, yes, but he slotted over a 45 in the first half, Ger, with ease, and that one, maybe a wee bit of tiredness creeping into his game. We'll see how this kick goes for him, but as you say, he's at the hub of absolutely everything in terms of Coa going forward. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on with this kick.
Yeah, he's certainly a very fit player, has to be said. This afternoon's or this evening's game is brought to you on Fermanagh GA TV, courtesy of our sponsors, McHugh Fuels in Aghadrumsee, Inniskillen Carpet Centre, J&M Windows Canolly, and Mohan Memorials. So we thank those sponsors for their support for Fermanagh GA TV, as Beacom this time doesn't get the right connection on the ball at all, but eventually comes into the hands of Darren McQuaid, and he gets a shot away, but McQuaid lacks accuracy and the ball drifts to the left hand side as we look out. So only 1 point, Brian, in the opening 10 minutes of the second half. A lot of errors.
There is, and both sides have maybe been a wee bit wasteful, and maybe a wee bit of tiredness creeping into some players here. You just notice with the kicks going astray, and some of the accurate passes that they would have had towards the end of the first half maybe not coming off.
Peter Fair with the kick out, eventually comes to Eugene Cairns, the captain of the side. Cairns kicks it forward. Aghadrumsee retained possession. Dale Crudden had the ball in his hand, but it was intercepted and taken away from him. And coming out with it there is the rear guard of the Comen. It's Donald Boyle, Damien Elliott. Elliott gets it back to Hannah. Hannah delivers it over the far side of the field. Coe coming forward, looking for a score. They've only registered 1 point in the last over 20 minutes of this game, and they'll not register one now because that one has been given away into the hands of the goalkeeper, and Paul Boyle from Aghadrumsee comes out with it, gets it over here towards Fergal Sherry. Sherry and McManus, as has to be said, are doing a Trojan amount of work for the Aghadrumsee team up and down the field, working hard, and back on possession is Sean McManus. McManus still going strong, looks up, elects to go for the point. If that goes over, that'll be a wonder score. That is a wonder score, absolutely fantastic. And as this game has gone on, Brian, this man has impressed me more and more.
He's having an absolutely wonderful game. He started that move off, took a 1-2, and then went down the field and with the outside of the foot slotted it over the bar from about 35 yards. A brilliant score.
Well, anybody that said that maybe the junior football lacked quality would want to be here this afternoon or this evening to see some of the scores that Aghadrumsee have registered. Sean McManus, Dale Crudden, Eddie Courtney, to name but a few, not to mention the super goal that Jason Farry scored for Coe in the first half. So there's been some wonderful scores. Okay, there has been some passages of play where it's been scrappy and the ball given away, but the quality of the scores has lit up this evening. And here comes the man from Aghadrumsee again, and that man Crudden gets a shot away. The goalkeeper gets his fist onto it and just about taps it over the bar. It looked for a moment that it was going to creep into the net because it took a deflection on the way by, but Brian, it goes over the bar, and Aghadrumsee are certainly in the sense.
They're beginning to turn the screw now. It'll be interesting to see what Coe can do about this, because they're under serious pressure around the middle of the field, and the men inside are winning ball, and they've kicked some great scores at the start of this second half. Well,
Dale Crudden has kicked 2 of those, and he kicked 1 in the first half, so that's 3 points, brings his tally in the championship to 1-7, which is a very credible return. And again, it's that man Sean McManus who's in full flow and full flight, gives it to Eugene Cairns. Cairns delivers a good ball into space. That space is filled by the vice captain of the team, Thomas O'Hara. O'Hara cutting inside, looks for support, has it there from none other than Fergal Sherry. Sherry, well, the referee had warded that it was overcarrying, was it, Brian, on that occasion?
I think you get the free for overcarrying. Maybe a bit of a harsh call there, I have to say. But Aghadrumsee again winning the ball around the middle of the field and certainly dominating that position. Darren Cairns, Sean McManus, Fergal Sherry, all been very, very influential since the start of this second half.
Well, pressure being applied there by Eugene Cairns on that free that was taken short, but the referee says that it was applied illegally, so it'll be another free to the Coa O'Dwyers. And they eventually retain possession over on the far side of the field. Heavy and strong and purposeful tackling going in there by Darren Cairns, but Coe managed to retain possession. Back it comes to Hannah in the middle of the field. Hannah looks up, delivers it long into space. That space has been filled by McQuaid, or was it on this occasion it's Darren McQuaid trying to gather it, or was it the corner forward Ryan Beacom? It was, but he's dispossessed. The ball goes into the hands of Thomas O'Hara. O'Hara gives it back inside there to Paul Boyle. Boyle lays it off, gives it back to the point scorer a few moments ago, Sean McManus. Great ball again by McManus. Super ball in, and there was holding inside, says the referee, and the free will go the way of Aghadrumsee. But Sean McManus, talk to me about him, Brian.
His foot passing tonight has been absolutely exceptional. His work rate has been brilliant as well. Now, he was helped there by Martin Flanagan, the cornerback. Some tenacious cornerback play, won the ball in the corner and got the ball to him. But his passing inside has been absolutely wonderful since the start of the second half.
He's a player who is just full of confidence in this game, and he's taken on really, really difficult passes, and I suppose that score that lit up the game a few moments ago exemplifies the confidence that is running through his veins at the moment as Eddie Courtney lines up this free. This should be the easiest kick of the evening for Eddie Courtney. I don't want to put the commentator's curse on him, but I'd be amazed if this one doesn't sail over the bar, and that it does. And that's the 5th point for Eddie Courtney. But more important, it stretches Aghadrumsee's tally out to 11, and Coa are stuck on 1-5, and they've only scored 1 point, Brian, since the 13th minute of the first half, and we're now in the 15th minute of the second half, and that in itself tells a serious tale.
It absolutely does, and Aghadrumsee, as we said, started the game nervously, but they've grown into it here, and their work rate has been phenomenal. They're dominating around the middle of the field, and they're getting the ball inside, and led by Sean McManus, they really are putting the screws on now and turning this game in their favour.
Well, I did say when we were 13 minutes into the game, when Coa led 1-4-2, that Aghadrumsee needed scores to get themselves back into the game, and they certainly delivered those scores, which left them just a point down at half time. Well, when you look at the scoreboard now and it reads 11 points to 1-5, you'd have to say, Brian, that Coa need scores, and they need them quickly.
They do, and it looks like they're going to need goals, Ger, to win this game, to be honest with you. You know, can we see them scoring 5 or 6 or 7 points maybe between now and the end of the game? At this stage I would say not, you know, and certainly, as I say, around the middle of the field, Aghadrumsee have dominated in the last 10 or 15 minutes, and another chance for a score here now to go forward.
Yeah, ball taken, or the free taken quickly, and again it's that man Sean McManus delivers the ball inside, who breaks favourably on this occasion for the Coa men, and coming out with it and doing particularly well on that occasion, as he's done a few times in this last few moments, has been the full back there for the Coa men. The referee wasn't happy with that challenge, and I think it was Mark Leonard who's picking up a yellow card. Yeah, yellow card for Mark Leonard for that challenge. As the free is taken, and it's Patrick Murphy who's the man who has done very well in that Coa rear guard on a number of occasions. As Coa come forward, dangerous ball in, opportunity, and it's off the post, back out it comes, another opportunity, but this time it's kicked badly to the right hand side, or left hand side as we look out and wide, but the arm of the umpire goes up, so it'll be a 45, but there was a couple of opportunities there. One came off the post, Brian, and well, it just shows you, we spoke a few moments ago about Coa needing goals, and they nearly got that goal there a few moments ago.
Yeah, and there are goals in this team. I mean, they scored 2 last week against Derry Lynn, I think it was, in the semi-final, and had a good chance there, and just off the post, as you say. There's a physical presence around the edge of the square there, and you know, long balls in by Darren McQuaid and Cal Beacom are going to cause problems maybe in the last few minutes, 10-15 minutes for this Aghadrumsee defence. Well,
Cal Beacom lines up this kick 45 metres out. Coa really need a score. Beacom's shot has gone to the left hand side and gone wide. Yeah, another wide for Coa, the third of the second half.
Yeah, and that's the third 45 that Cal Beacom has had in the second half, you know, and he hasn't connected well with any of them after slotting over a great kick in the first half, you know, and as I say, maybe a wee bit of tiredness creeping into some of these Coa players at the minute, but they're going to have to do something around the middle of the field to try and change this game.
Well, Coa lost the final last year to Ballinalack in what was a really, really richly entertaining final. They'll not want to remember the defeat, but they were involved in one of the games of the year, it has to be said, as Darren McQuaid gets a shot away, but McQuaid snatches at that, and well, that's a very poor wide by Darren McQuaid. But as I was saying, Brian, losers in last year's final, and the way the second half is developing, it looks like they could be on the end of another defeat.
Yeah, and it's a lot of us down to Aghadrumsee's work rate and hunger, and once they get over that initial nervousness in the first 10 minutes, you know, they've really grown into this game, as we've said, and they've displayed great heart. That's resulted in a number of blocks and turnovers. They're hunting in packs, and they're led by Sean McManus, as we've mentioned, winning good ball around the middle of the field, and we see Cairns on the ball here now, feeding the forwards.
Yeah, Darren Cairns is another man who's given Aghadrumsee a significant foothold in that midfield sector. When you put Cairns, Sean McManus and Fergal Sherry in there, they have dominated, it has to be said, since the opening 10 or 12 minutes when Coa were on top. This time Cairns feeds the ball, laid off there, good, well picked up by the captain Eugene Cairns. Cairns gets the shot away, and look at the delight on the face of Eugene Cairns. He has worked so hard, not only this evening but over the last number of years for this Aghadrumsee side, and he believes that that could be the score that may well drive Aghadrumsee towards this junior title. We still have 10 minutes to play, but it's a 4-point lead.
Yeah, and the hunger shown by these players is absolutely unbelievable, and especially in the second half, led by the two Cairns, as you say, Sean McManus, Fergal Sherry. You know, these players have been given a lifetime of service to the club, and I suppose it means a huge amount to them tonight, and that's been displayed on the field in spades.
Well, they have been starved of success, it has to be said, over the last number of years. They had a terrific minor team about 5-6 years ago, and that a lot of those players are out there this evening, and they are performing, they are doing particularly well for their club in this junior championship final, which has been sponsored by Peter Carty Funeral Directors. And of course, this production here this evening on Fermanagh GAA has been brought to you courtesy of our sponsors at McHugh Fuels, Enniskillen Carpet Centre, J&M Windows in Canolly, and Mohan Memorials, as Cal Beacom lines up this free. I said it a few moments ago, I'd say it again, Coa needs scores, and they need them very, very quickly. Here comes Beacom with his effort, up it goes in round the danger area. Can Coa materialise a score of this? The answer is no, because Aghadrumsee are coming out with the ball, and it's in the hands of Thomas O'Hara, the vice captain of the side. He gives it inside there for Flanagan. Flanagan gives it out to Sean McManus. The pressure's been applied by McManus on McManus, but he is fit, he is eager, he is hungry, he is tenacious. He gets the ball away to Eugene Cairns. Cairns, the captain of the side, feeds it forward to that man again, McManus. If there's a man of the match, he'd be getting my vote at this stage. I know there's been super scores by Courtney and Crudden in the forward line, but the work rate of McManus is unbelievable. The ball is fed inside now. Another opportunity for Darren Cairns. Cairns gets the shot away. Cairns gets the ball over the bar. Another point for Aghadrumsee. Another point for Darren Cairns. That brings his tally to 2 in this game. He was operating in round the midfield area. He's seen the space up in the forward line. He occupied the space, got the ball, popped it over the bar, and that's 6 points on the bounce in this second half for the Magpies, and they're flying home.
They absolutely are doing so well in the second half, but that score was made by Aidan Flanagan, the corner forward, back in the cornerback position, winning the ball, laying it off to Cairns and McManus, and then a great score. And you can see panic in the Coa defence every time that ball's kicked in now.
Ball is in the hands of the goal scorer Jason Farry, as Coa elect to make a substitution. It's Jackie Hart who's coming onto the field to play, and he will replace number 25, that's Christopher Hart. So experienced Jackie Hart going into the Coa full forward line to see can they materialise the score. They failed to score in the second half, Brian, and as I said, the scoreboard doesn't lie. It's 13 points to 1-5 to Coa, or to Aghadrumsee, and they're comfortable.
They are, and Cal Beacom with yet another free around the 45 area. He's missed 3 so far since the start of the second half. He needs to nail this one if we're going to get back into this game.
Well, interestingly, he's not taking this off the ground, he's taking it out of his hands. It's high and dropping, but has it gone over the bar? No, it's gone to the right and wide. Another wide, that brings the tally of wides in the second half for Coa to 5, and add that to the 4 in the first half, and I suppose that in itself tells a tale.
Yeah, and it's not like Cahill, to be honest with you. You know, he's a great free taker, I have to say, and he's clocked up a lot of scores. I think 1-6 last week, as we mentioned, 2-8 overall in the championship up to this game. Normally a very, very accurate free taker, so it's unlike him now to missing those few scores, particularly in this half.
Peter Fair takes the kick, and brilliant piece of fielding again. The man who was scoring a point up the far end of the field a moment ago, he's back round that midfield sector where he and McManus and Sherry have been so dominant. That's Darren Cairns, and what a take, what a catch.
Yeah, and he had one just a few minutes ago as well. It was a great pair of hands, and again the domination of Aghadrumsee around the middle of the field is telling, and it's putting the co-defence under serious pressure. But as you say, it's up those three men again, McManus, Sherry and Darren Cairns, ably supported by Eugene Cairns, the centre half back as well, that are really driving this team home.
Yeah, and then when you have that little bit of quality and class in the forward line, when you have Courtney and Crudden, if you can get enough ball to them, they will hurt any team.
Absolutely. And the last ball that went in, you could see, as I say, the panic in the co-defence as that ball bounced in and it went over the head of a number of co-players, and somebody was on it like a flash and over the bar.
The movement, Brian, it has to be said, has been exceptional by Aghadrumsee.
Yes, and honest with you, Ger, too, fitness as well. You have to say, this Aghadrumsee side, and hunger. You can see the determination in every single player, and their work rate has been absolutely exceptional.
Free taken by Sean McManus, gets it back again. McManus, I don't know how he's keeping going. There's a serious engine on him. Flicks the ball forward on this occasion now. Won there by Leonard. Mark Leonard gets it back out to the point score a few moments ago. That's Eugene Cairns. He lays it back out. Possession football. No need to rush at this juncture for the Magpies as the ball is in the hands of Cairns. He's everywhere in this pitch at the moment. Did he overcarry? Referee says no. Did he overcarry again? Referee says yes. Free will go the way of the Co-men, and Cal Beacom will gather possession for Co. Looks up, treads a good ball inside on that occasion to the substitute who came on a few moments ago. I think it is. In fact, it's Ryan Beacom. Beacom gives the ball down towards Patrick Murphy. He was back deep in his own full back line there for a considerable period of this half. He's further out the field now, gives it back to Beacom. Beacom gets his shot away. That's a fine effort from Beacom, but he's unfortunate on that occasion. But it's another wide.
Another wide for Coa, and I see they've thrown Darren McQuaid back into the edge of the square now for the last 5 minutes of this game to see can they engineer a goal or two, and that's what they're going to need if they're going to get back into this game.
They'll be disappointed, Brian, not to register a score in the 25 minutes we've played of this second half.
Yeah, and that's been down to the work rate of the Aghadrumsee defence as well, I have to say. And we've got men back behind the ball, worked extremely hard and hunted in packs and put the Co forwards under serious pressure. Mind
you, a goal would make for a very, very exciting finish. 13 points to Aghadrumsee, 1-5 to Co. That's a 5-point gap, so a goal would make a significant difference, as I say. But the ball is in the hands of Beacom. He goes for another shot, and this time I think he is successful. Try again, and eventually you will be successful. But it does bring it down to a 4-point game, and that is a fine score from Cal Beacom.
Great score by Cal Beacom. We know all about. He's a great striker of the ball with his left foot, and he turned onto his left, as we say there, and slotted the ball over from about 35 yards on the right hand side of the pitch, and that brings Co, as you say, Ger, there's only 4 points in it. We've 4 minutes to go with plus injury time, so who knows what will happen. Yeah,
26 minutes gone in this second half of this Peter Carty Funeral Directors Junior Championship Final, brought to you courtesy of Fermanagh GAA TV and our sponsors tonight: McHugh Fuels, Inniskillen Carpet Centre, J&M Windows and Mohan Memorials, and we thank them for their loyal support and would encourage our listeners and our viewers to support them whenever possible. There's a delay over here as there's a couple of yellow cards being dished out by the referee. One of them is picked up there by the cornerback, Martin Flanagan. And I think the other one is Jack Hart, who's come on the field of play, has picked up that other yellow from what I can identify. Ball kicked out again. Oh, brilliant take again. Well, a feature of this Aghadrumsee second half performance has been the high fielding. On that occasion, the man doing the high fielding was Mark Leonard, who was in the full forward line a few moments ago. Ball fisted forward on that occasion by Thomas O'Hara, but the ball given away, so an opportunity for Co to build. We look at the watch, it says we've played 27.5 minutes of this second half. That means there's 2.5 minutes plus injury time to be played. But that was good work by Gary Lynch there for Co driving forward. They know that this game is ebbing away from them. Beacom has that's a high challenge on Cal Beacom by Mark Leonard, and Leonard picked up a yellow card. I think
he did, Jerry. He could be in difficulty here. Yeah, he picked up a yellow card. And just prior to that, obviously, as you say, he had a fantastic catch around the middle of the field and a feature of the game as well. Looked like a high tackle, and the referee's going to have a word with him now, consulting with his linesman here, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, I think it's a second yellow, it has to be, Brian, because it was a dangerous tackle, it was a high tackle, and yeah, it's Mark Leonard who picks up a second yellow, and that means that he picks up a red card. He's dejected down below us, but with a minute and a half to go, it mightn't be the most significant card that he'll ever pick up, as Jerry Beggan comes onto the field of play and he replaces Paul Boyle. So Beggan, wearing 27, comes into the field of play. Paul Boyle has had a steady game for Aghadrumsee. The ball floated in around the danger area, could go anywhere. Well, the goalkeeper dives on it. The referee, I'm not sure what or why he is blowing. The ball is now, well, he's gone in to consult, I think, with his umpires, but the goalkeeper is down. He hasn't given any indication, Brian, as to what decision he has made. Your interpretation?
Well, we talked about Darren McQuaid being in on the edge of the square and the physicality of this Coa forward line, and they were going to need a goal in the last few minutes to try and resurrect something here. I'm not sure if the ball was picked up off the ground in the middle of this. It could have been, and he's consulting his umpires here now. Interesting to see, and he's given a penalty.
Yeah, Thomas O'Hara was the man that gathered that ball, and is it because he picked the ball on the ground, Brian?
I think that's what the referee gave the penalty for. Picked the ball off the ground in the small square. I would say Cathal Beacon will take this penalty now. As we know, an excellent striker of the ball, but it's a crucial kick. We're going into the last minute of the game. Be interested to see how much time there is added on as well, because if he scores this, I think it leaves it down to 1 point.
This is incredible, because we thought that Aghadrumsee were maybe home and hose, but this is the joys of Gaelic football. No game is ever won or lost until the final whistle is blown, and on this occasion now there's an opportunity for Cal Beacom to score from the penalty spot and reduce the gap, as Brian has said, to just 1 point. 13 to 1/6 of the minute. A goal for Aghadrumsee or for Coa would make it 13 to 12 as we've played the 30 minutes. We'll look to see about the board. Here comes Beacom. In goals is Peter Fair. Beacom steps up, left footed, over the bar by Cathal Beacom. Well, he will be very, very dejected with that effort there. He got the power into it, but he got it under the ball, and the ball sailed over the bar, and that means that it's a point for the Coa-men. It does mean, however, that there's just a goal between the sides. The board has gone up down below us and has indicated that there'll be 4 minutes of additional time. So 4 minutes for Coa to register either 3 points or get a goal.
I'd say they're going to need a goal, Ger, but it sets up for a grandstand finish now. Unlike Cathal Beacom, maybe those 3:45s that he missed earlier in the half, we're playing on his mind there. He's, as we said, a great striker of the ball, but as you say, got underneath it, kicked it over the bar. It does, however, leave a goal in it. 4 minutes to go, and Coa are on the attack again.
And you have to remember that Aghadrumsee are down to 14 men, and here's another opportunity, but this time it's read well by the Aghadrumsee rear guard, and they clear their lines in the shape of Thomas O'Hara. O'Hara gives it inside there to Flynn. Flynn gives it forward. Now the man in space down below us is Jerry Beggan, the sub who came on a few moments ago. If the ball could have been played forward in acres of space was Dale Crudden, but that's a good decent hit and a turnover for the Coa-men. Good decent hit again down below us. Did he go over the sideline? Well, the linesman says he did. I think the linesman said he went over the line, so it'll be a line ball for the men from Aghadrumsee.
And it certainly is a grandstand finish here, Ger. The crowd are on their feet. It's hard for us to see. A brilliant foraging run by Jason Farry there, knocked out over the sideline. Pure heart and determination by this Aghadrumsee defence, and they're trying to get the crowd up and supporting them again. It's a great finish to this game.
Well, drama, excitement, you name it, we've got it here. We've just 1 goal between the sides. Coa, who were outplayed for long periods, they only scored 1 goal or 3 points since the 13th minute of the first half. They're now within a goal, 1 score of getting themselves level in this final. The clock says 32 minutes and 27 seconds played in this Peter Carty Funeral Directors Junior Championship final. Aghadrumsee have a man gone to ground down there, picked up an injury. Maybe it's a little bit of play acting and maybe a little bit of time wasting, but the referee, I'm sure, will add it on.
Well, I'm sure he will. There was a collision there just as he went down to to pick up the ball, as I say. It's all happening here in the last few minutes. As I say, there's a minute and a half to go. He may add on a bit of time as well. There might be one more chance for Coa here, but Aghadrumsee, if he can get one score, that'll finish the game for them.
Aghadrumsee have possession of the football. That's the most important thing at the moment. Sean McManus has it. I thought he would have elected to go short with it and try and retain possession. He decides to kick it long, and that's probably the right decision because Crudden slips it inside. Brilliant defensive play again. Coming out to try and win this ball is Darren Cairns, but Cairns gives it away. Coe come forward with it. It's in the shape of Patrick Murphy. Murphy gives it forward. Last chance saloon for the men from Coe. Pulling the jersey. The referee says there'll be advantage, but the advantage will only accrue if this attack comes to nothing. McQuaid gets the shot away. The referee has now elected that the advantage has accrued, but surely the advantage was further out the field.
I think there's a pull in the jersey there in Darren McQuaid's jersey, and that's resulted in a free about 21 metres out. Cathal Beacom standing over the ball. We're probably in the 4th minute of injury time. There were 4 minutes given. It's hard to know what he's going to do here. He might go for goal. He might have to.
Well, we look at the scoreboard. It says 1-7. That's 10 for Coe. We look at it again and it says 13 points for Aghadrumsee. Cathal Beacom has elected to kick the ball over the bar, so that brings it down to a 2-point game. 1-8-13. Cathal Beacom must believe that there's another attack and another opportunity for a score.
I would say he had a word with the referee there to ask him how long there was. There was a few stoppages in injury time as well, so maybe he's going to add on another minute or so. It's crucial that Coe win this ball around the middle of the field, and for Aghadrumsee again, if they can just turn one ball in the middle, that should be enough for them.
Brilliant drama here in Brewster Park in this junior championship final. Remember, we will be bringing you live coverage of the senior final on Sunday between Derry Onley Harps and Ederney St Joseph's. Here come Ballyleck, or here come Coe. This is the opportunity for them to get the equaliser. They'll need a goal, I would think, to win the game. They've got a free. And what will they do? Have the time to kick the ball over the bar?
Well, there's 2 points in the game. There's 2 points in the game, Joe. We're in the 5th minute of injury time now. The referee gave 4 and we're in the 5th minute, so he's going to drop this ball into the square.
There it goes. It's floated into the square. Up to go for it. It's flicked on, but it's held. And the referee is allowing play to continue. He looks at the watch. Back deep in his own defence is Dale Crudden. Crudden is penal, or Crudden is fouled. The referee awards the free. Well, this is drama. This is excitement here on Fermanagh GAA TV, courtesy of our sponsors tonight, McHugh Fuels, Enniskillen Carbon Centre, J&M Winners and Moore Memorials. Here come Aghadrumsee with Donald Boyle striding up the field. There's a man spare if he wants to use him, but Boyle continues his run, gives it out to Eddie Courtney. Courtney gathers the ball, gathers possession. We've played 35 and a half minutes. Surely this is the last play of the game. It's Thomas O'Hara, in fact, that has the ball. O'Hara lays it back outside into the hands of Fergal Sherry. It goes. Sherry lays it back one more time into the hands of Darren Cairns. The referee allows play to continue. I'm not sure where he got all this additional time, but we don't mind. We're enjoying it. Eddie Courtney has it. Courtney, crossfield ball, intelligent ball by Courtney. Over it goes to far side of the field. The ball is in the hands of McManus. McManus, the star man in the second half. Still he goes. McManus gets the shot away. It drops into the hands of the goalkeeper Morris Casty. The referee has called for the ball. It's history for the Magpies. They have won the junior title here in Brewster Park this evening. You have to go back to 1955 for the last time they were crowned the Fermanagh junior champions. Of course, they were intermediate champions in 85 and 1990. They were senior champions in 1961, but nothing will compare to this joyous occasion here for these men and women from Aghadrumsee and those group of footballers out on the field this evening. They have brought home the trophy to Aghadrumsee. They have been starved of success for many a year, but this evening they are the victors, they are the winners, and deservedly so.
Absolutely deservedly so. A fantastic finish to the game, I have to say. But look, Ger, when you combine quality and desire, you're going to get the right outcome, and Aghadrumsee had that in absolute spades tonight. They had the quality from Darren Cairns, from Eugene Cairns, Sean McManus, Fergal Sherry in the middle of the field. Eddie Courtney brought the quality up front as well, and desire from every single one of those players. After initial shaky first 10 or 15 minutes, they really came into the game. They hunted in packs, blocked, hassled, tackled till they were unable to move again. And it was a great finish. And the penalty missed by Cathal Beacom. There was a sending off. There was goal chances. There was some fantastic scores. It was a great advert for junior football, I have to say.
Yeah, really, really exciting game. It was a slow and maybe tentative enough start to the game, but it developed into a real humdinger of a game.
It did, and as I say, it had quality as well. There were some marvellous scores throughout the game, and standout performances from Sean McManus in the middle of the field, and some of the high high catching, as you mentioned as well, was absolutely brilliant to see, which we don't see an awful lot of in the modern game, and particularly from the Aghadrumsee side. You've got a hand at the Coa as well. They were probably dead and buried with 10 minutes to go. They came back into the game, they kept at it. They had the penalty chance, we say, a goal chance at the end maybe as well.
Hit the post, Brian?
Hit the post as well, yes, which would have obviously, if that had gone in, it would have been a whole different game maybe. But look, overall, when you take the game from start to finish, you have to say Aghadrumsee were worthy winners, and a huge amount of effort I know has been put in by these players the whole way throughout the year, and there's been great buzz, as I said, throughout the community this week leading up to the game, and great celebrations on the field now.
And there was pressure on them to deliver, because they did come in as favourites, and as you say, there was a serious amount of hype in and around Aghadrumsee, and that can distract players.
It can, and the pressure was added to them too, because they had already beaten Coa in the championship and in the league this year, so they were coming in probably as hot favourites, and so there was pressure on the team. But after, as I say, that initial 10 or 15 minutes when they looked very nervous and so on, they settled into the game. They worked extremely hard, and it's a great for Colin Monaghan as well in his first year to take over this team.
Well, there's wonderful scenes down below us as the Aghadrumsee players and supporters celebrate. Greg Kelly's getting prepared to hand the cup to Eugene Cairns. We will come back to you in a few moments after this ad break, when we will meet and greet some of the stars of this evening's Junior Championship final. We'll also get a word with Gareth Caldwell, but for now, make sure and come back and join us as we finish this game on a final score of Coa 1-8, Aghadrumsee 13 points. welcome back here to Fermanagh GA TV. The presentation ceremony. Greg Kelly down below us is presenting the Junior Cup to the captain of the Aghadrumsee side, Niall Cairns, and he will join us shortly, or Eugene Cairns I should say, but for now we're joined here by the sports editor of the Partial Reporter, Gareth Caldwell. We spoke at half time, and well, we talked about it being an entertaining first half, but that second half was excellent, so it was. It had everything.
It did, and as Aghadrumsee was seen at the end of the first half, they began to get the grips of the game, they got on top, they continued that throughout the vast majority of the second half. I think they had 8 points in a row, put them, was it not 13 to 1-5 up?
Yeah. And
then it got interesting. Coa took 26 minutes, I think, to score the first point in the half. 27
minutes, yeah.
Cathal Beacon got a point, then at a penalty, and I'd have put my life on him on scoring it. And funny,
he got none, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, and funny, if memory serves me right, they missed a penalty in the final last year as well, against Ballinlough at a crucial stage. It's certainly very interesting last few minutes to it. You know, Coa threw everything at it.
But when you look at it coldly, Aghadrumsee were much better side. You know, particularly when they weathered that storm in the first 15 minutes or so, when they were 1-4 to 2 points down. After that, they totally dominated the game. It's fair to say.
Yeah, fully agree with that. They were the better team. I say once they got over that opening 20 minutes, they got on top, took control of the game, and I thought Darren Cairns was immense there in the second half. Eugene Cairns very prominent as well. Eddie Courtney dropped a bit deeper, they didn't play him inside as much, but they were the better team, and they were deserving winners, and you can see out there what it means to the club to have won the championship here tonight.
Yeah, there was huge hunger and desire and determination, and you mix that in with a bit of quality, and that is normally enough to get you over the line.
So it's a winning recipe, isn't it? They had all those ingredients there tonight. They weathered that early, they looked a bit nervous early on and a wee bit jittery towards the end as the finish line approached, but I suppose they're looking at now, they've got the job done and they're junior champions for 2018.
And you talked about Darren Cairns wearing the 14, he came out in the middle of the field and helped out his two midfielders, but for me the man of that second half was the number 8, Sean McManus. He fielded so much ball, he kicked a wonderful point, his foot passing was a joy to watch. He was absolutely sensational. He's not a player I know a whole lot about, Gareth.
Yeah, and he really came to the fore, I suppose, in the second half. Towards the end of the first half, the two midfielders came in, and he certainly continued on the second half, and it was a super point he scored from out here on the left off the outside of the boot. That kick-started them going in the second half, and they fired on from there, and it was, once they got that gap 3-4 points, they never really looked like they were going to lose it.
And it looked as if they were the fitter side. Is that an impression you got as well?
They seemed to be, you know, and Coa seemed to tire after they had that opening burst in that 20 minutes. Aghadrumsee went strong, you know, right up until maybe them last 5 or 6 minutes when I say they maybe got a wee bit jittery as the end became closer.
It's been a long number of years since Aghadrumsee have had a night like this here, and it's fantastic for the club and for the community and the parish.
Yes, and I suppose what they'll enjoy it tonight, and they'll hope to maybe build on this here. You know, it's not that old a team, and you can see, as I said, you can see exactly what it means to the club. It's a big win, a big occasion. I'm sure they'll go out and enjoy it now this evening. Well,
Gareth, I see a young man that's come in to join us here in the studio, and that's the captain of the side, Eugene Cairns. So I'm going to ask you to vacate your seat because I found somebody more important that I want to speak to. Eugene, good man, congratulations, brilliant. We'll let you, I'll hold the trophy for you. I'm sure you'll not want to give it away for too long.
Nah, hopefully we'll keep it for a while now.
Sit up there and tell me what it feels to be the captain of a victorious Aghadrumsee side that have just won a championship final.
It feels fantastic. So it does, as I say in the speech, it's a long time coming. 2001, we're a long time soldiering for this. There's, as I say, men come in year out, year in, year out, suffered through hard times, but I'm just glad to see we've turned the corner, and hopefully we'll follow Ballinlough's template. Hopefully next year we can build on that into the
How long have you been involved in the side yourself now, Eugene?
16, 27, it must be 11 or 12 years now. It feels a long time for me, but I tell you, there's men soldiered that long than I have.
You scored a point there with about maybe 10 minutes to go in the game. It was a captain's point, but the sheer relief on you and the I suppose the excitement of scoring that point, talk me through it.
Yeah, well, listen here, I tried to get up the field as much as I can, but towards the second half we sort of found ourselves under the cosh. We always were going to be. If we got a lead, we didn't want to sit on it, so it was important we kept the high press on, and I seen a path open right down the middle. I actually seen the ball going in. I says I'll make a bust. Luckily enough I got in the end of it and I got a wee bit of space to get the shot away.
A fine finish.
Well, I'll not boast too much about it.
Talk us through the game. It has to be said it was a very hesitant start. You were 1-4 to 2 points down after 15 minutes, but you finished the half strongly and went in just a point down at half time.
Yeah, listen, in the changing rooms, those fellas, I watched them, were looking at programmes and they could hardly read the words in the programme. They were shaking that much. So probably put it a wee bit down the nerves. But listen, these things happen in championship games. You know, you'll concede early goals, you'll get setbacks. It's how you pick yourself up and you go from there. And we knew, even we were 4-5 down, that we knew we were the better team. We knew we just needed to work away and just keep plugging away at them. And eventually we got there, got a bit of a lead, maybe got pegged back a wee bit, but we held on in the end and was happy to do that.
And what did Column City is at half time?
Listen, we went at half time a point down. We don't tend to panic. We tend to sort of back ourselves. So Colin, he calmed the whole thing down. He says we're going well, we're back within a point, we're 5 down at one stage, so just keep working away, keep doing the things we're doing, we'll get it to the boys inside and that's where they'll do the harm.
And the second half opened up with 6 points without response. The Co-men didn't score till the 26th minute of the second half, so you were reasonably comfortable at that stage.
Yeah, I didn't realise it took that long, but yeah, we got a good spell going in the second half. We got ourselves a bit of a lead and it took that because, you know, going into the last 5-10 minutes, as I seen last year, I was down the junior final last year and Banlack could have been 6 up maybe in the last 5 minutes and almost lost it. So.
And it got a bit jittery at the end. A couple of points from Cal Beacom, then a penalty which he put over the bar. What were your thoughts going through those last 5 or 7 minutes of the game?
Yeah, especially the penalty. I just thought myself not again. Like it's sort of maybe a trend in our game that we need to sort where we concede the penalties or concede them goals at critical points. But I was glad to see Cal putting it over the bar. I knew if he didn't convert it, we probably would hold on. So.
And what does it mean to you now personally to be the man that lifted this cup in front of, well, an adoring following out there tonight?
Yeah, like listen, it feels great. Like it feels great to lead your team, and hopefully I'll lead them to better things next year. Like, but at the end of the day, it's 15 men, maybe 20 men that contributed the other night that won us the game.
Some celebrations tonight?
Well, for the next day or two, anyway, hopefully.
And then in the Ulster Club, on a serious note, have you looked at what county you're going to be playing in the Ulster Club?
I'm aware of who we play. Hadn't looked too far ahead of myself. I hadn't even looked at maybe a speech. I was really concentrating on tonight, like, but obviously we'll celebrate for a day or two, but we'll knuckle down next week. We'll probably have the league semi-finals now to play. Hopefully they can give us a bit of momentum then going into the Ulster. Maybe
you said you were going to follow Ballinlack's lead. They went the whole way to an Ulster Club final last year.
Yeah, listen here, anything's possible. We've played Ballinlack numerous times last 2 years, albeit without maybe some key men, but we don't think we're that far off Ballinlack, so hopefully we can replicate what they done last year.
Well done this evening, Eugene. I see your manager, Colm Monaghan, has entered into the studio area here. Colm,
we'll get him under the spotlight, sure.
We'll get him under the spotlight. For now, Eugene,
good man. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Are you going to leave the cup with Colm here? Colm, heartiest congratulations. Sit down there. I'll let Eugene take the cup for the photographs. As I say, Colm, heartiest congratulations. A wonderful victory for your side tonight. Your first year in management. It's easy enough job.
Oh, very easy, alright, yeah. I wouldn't say that standing down there for the last 65 minutes.
Talk us through the game.
Well, I suppose we were probably disappointed with the first 17-18 minutes there, but when we started to play like we can play, we're kind of happy with that, you know. And once we got on top, the probably running game was killing them, and we had the legs for it more so than what we were doing in the first 20, I suppose. And
why do you think your side didn't perform in those first 18 minutes of the game or so?
It was definitely nerves. It was definitely nerves. You could see that.
Did you sense that in the dressing room?
Not in the changing room, no. I thought they're very relaxed and are really up for the game, but I suppose the fact that the majority of that squad hasn't played in the final before, it definitely wants to throw in one in. It obviously got to them a wee bit. But
you finished the half strongly and went in a point down at half time. You were probably happy enough based on what you'd seen in the first half?
Yeah, definitely. We had said that just between ourselves down there, if we can get this back to within a point or two after that sluggish start, that would give us a platform for the second half.
And the second half, you're very, very impressive. I just said there to Eugene that you scored 6 points in the opening 26 minutes of the second half without a response. That's hugely confident display.
Yeah, well, I suppose that last 10 minutes of the first half, it gave the boys the belief then that, you know, they could go out and go on and win the game and take from there. So I think they brought that belief out in the second half. But I think the nerves was gone from the first 20 minutes, and it just relaxed the boys then to play the game that they have been playing probably the last maybe 3 to 4 months of the season there. But yeah, I think there was too many bodies in there, didn't want to leave that trophy behind the night.
Yeah,
that's probably what led to it.
Some terrific performances, you know. I suppose Dale Crudden and Eddie Courtney hogged the highlights, limelight slightly because they scored, I think it was 8 points between them. However, Brian and I on commentary felt that the midfield pairing, along with Darren Cairns, were seriously impressive in that second half in particular.
Yeah, well, I think they did. I think you're talking with Sean, Darren and Fergal there, they've been about a long time. They're probably too, will say it themselves, at them first 15-20 minutes they weren't in the game themselves, so listen, they were very impressive. They have been all year for us, in fairness, so you know, you have them three, plus you have Mark coming in there, that you know, you have good physicality about the midfield
good
there,
hands,
and all can catch their own ball, so you know, that was it left us that option if we were struggling, that we had other bodies to throw in. But yeah, as you say, they were pivotal to the win there, but it was just that belief that they had, and that fear of going home without the trophy that they haven't had in so long. And so
the quality of the scores column were excellent. I mean, Dale and Eddie, as I've alluded to, but the one that McMahon's got as well were super scores.
Sean's was a peach, just Ken was going down the side, and I could see I've seen him doing it in training and stuff. I could see him lining up, and I just thought, I hope he hits it as well as he does in training, and he did. It was you'll probably not see a sweeter strike. And
those last few moments or so, were you on edge?
I was, I'll be honest, I mightn't have looked it, but I definitely was, especially with Coa's physicality, you know, any kind of dangerous balls in there, you know, it just takes a wee nick. But I thought the boys were excellent at the back. Noel was just pivotal there and used his physical strength to compete with anything that came in, and then the boys were hungry on the break ball. They were just up for it. That last, they just weren't going to give away a soft goal.
And from a personal perspective, what does this mean to you?
I suppose it'll take a while to settle in, but as you say, it's good to get off the managerial career with a win. But I suppose I was involved with Newtown the last 2 years, and 2 years ago I suppose we were out here in the same position, having won the junior. Personally, I don't know, it'll take a while to sink in maybe, but I'm just more chuffed for the lads that put in the shift all year, and I got the just rewards there out on the
And you're not finished yet, you have an Ulster club now.
Ulster club, it's new horizons for us all, I suppose, so we'll just have to take it as we come, but we'll enjoy the weekend
there
first.
There might be a few commentators across Ulster struggling with Aghadrumsee.
There might be, but they'll not be by the time maybe we get to the final of it, they'll know the name hopefully.
I like your positivity, Colm. Look, I don't want to take you away from the celebrations for too long. Brian is going to come back and join us for a brief synopsis of the game, and maybe we'll look forward to the final on Sunday between Derry Harps and Aghadrumsee St Joseph's. But for now, Colm, thanks very much for joining us, and enjoy the celebrations.
All right, thank you, Ger.
Thank you.
Man, thanks.
So that's a very happy Colm Monaghan, who joined us here in the studio immediately after the game. We thank Colm and Eugene for coming up so quickly. They'll go, Brian, and join the celebrations, and it's wonderful. You can see how proud they are and what that means to the two men that we interviewed there a few moments ago.
Yeah, and a number of players have been referenced all night, you know, in terms of giving long service to the Aghadrumsee club, and probably one we haven't mentioned so much and had a good game tonight as well was Noel Beggan, who steadied the ship at times, again giving huge service to the club over a long period of time. And like last week in Ballinalek as well, there's a number of people behind the scenes in the club who have put in tremendous effort over a number of years, and you know, they get their just rewards tonight as well. So I have to say, Ger, we were just talking to some of the people in the county board as well, the change in championship format in Fermanagh over the last number of years has really developed the intermediate and junior championships and brought them into great competitions, you know, very competitive competitions, and that has led then to the teams that be doing better in Ulster as well, which can only be good for Fermanagh football.
And how do you see that Aghadrumsee team faring in Ulster?
Well, as we mentioned during the commentary, you know, They have quality and desire, and you put those two things together, and you're going to get a winning combination. I mean, the quality of Eddie Courtney we saw in some of the scores, particularly one in the first half out in the corner, was absolutely superb. And then we had Sean McManus as well with a brilliant score. You know, and there were other players as well. I think Dale Crudden got a fantastic score. So they have that quality, but their desire tonight, I thought, was superb. You know, they hunted in packs. They blocked maybe 3 or 4 or 5 blocks at one stage in the second half down to stop to shut Coa out. So when you put those things together, you know you're going to do well. And because the junior championship has been competitive, it has led teams, I suppose, to be better prepared to go into Ulster now. And we saw that last year with Ballinalek, you know, who had a good run in this competition. So hopefully Aghadrumsee can do something similar this year.
We now have the junior championship out of the way, and we have the intermediate championship out of the way. You know where this is going. Two very rural small clubs have won those, and now we have Ederney and Derrygonnelly on Sunday, and that, personally, I think this is a mouth-watering final.
Absolutely, and I think the whole county is looking forward to this game. And you know, when you talk to people across the county this week, it's been billed as the Ederney forwards against the Derrygonnelly defence. There's more to it than that, obviously, you know, but that's something that people are really looking forward to. Ederney have unearthed a few new forwards. They obviously have the old hands there, Paul McCusker and so on as well, and they're coming up against the rock-solid Derrygonnelly defence, who are really experienced and hardened, and the full backline on their own have all played inter-county football. You know, we've got Tiernan Daly there and Ian McHugh and Mickey Jones, obviously, you know, so that's something we're really looking forward to. You throw the Joneses into the mix, you've Marty McGrath there knocking around as well, so it's a mouth-watering prospect. I think everybody would agree that they're the best two teams in the county this year, and they're going to meet in the final day on
There's an awful lot of household names appearing in the final, but it's a couple of the younger guys that a lot of the talk about has been, and particularly the Ederney corner forwards, Cassidy and Macaulay, I think it is.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on those two, and is there pressure being heaped on them?
There is maybe a bit of pressure being heaped on them, although they've taken maybe a bit of pressure off the old hands, as it were, as well, you know. So I'd say it'll be really interesting to see how they cope with the pressure of the day on Sunday. There's a lot expected of them and a lot of talk about them, as you say, around the county. They've added a different dimension to the Ederney forward line. I know I was talking to a few Derrygonnelly people last week coming out of the intermediate final, and they were referencing the Ederney forward line. So it's something obviously that's been talked about in Derrygonnelly as well, and it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. But this is a battle-hardened Derrygonnelly outfit, you know, and it'll certainly be very interesting to see how they manage those forward. And I can expect fireworks in the first 5 or 10 minutes of that game.
It should be a wonderful final. It really is very, very mouth-watering. I think Brewster Park will be rocking on Sunday.
Absolutely, and Derrygonnelly obviously going for 4 in a row as well, you know, and I think the boys in Ederney, I don't know when the last time it was they won a senior championship.
50 years ago.
50 years, right, 50 years. So you can imagine the desire in that club and in that area, you know, looking forward to this game, and that's what saw Aghadrumsee, I think, to a large degree over the line tonight as well. You know, not having had success for so long, you could see it there in the players, the effort they put in, just that desire to get over the line, you know.
Well, I'm not going to put you on the spot. We're going to give you another 2 days to think about who's going to win the senior championship final. Of course, it will all be here, brought to you live on Fermanagh GA TV. We are really, really looking forward to Sunday's championship final between Derrygonnelly and Ederney. We will be on air at about 3:45. We'll have the full build-up, we'll have the team news, we'll also have a number of guests that will join us to give us their opinion on the game, and we hope, if you're not in Brewster Park, that you will be able to join us here on Fermanagh GA TV when we will bring you live and uninterrupted coverage of that final. But this evening we conclude with our congratulations go to the Aghadrumsee team. They've created history here tonight. You have to go back to 1955 since the last won a junior title here in Fermanagh. The celebrations will go long and hard out in Aghadrumsee tonight, but from all of us at Fermanagh GA TV, we thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you all on Sunday afternoon. Slán.